Hello everybody, welcome back to Total Crypto for another video. Guys, we will be revisiting quite a few of these memes in today's video because we are experiencing and we've seen some pretty decent price action from some of these memes, but ultimately there are some of these memes that are retracing that will give us a second bite of the cherry, implying that if we get in now, guys, we could be just in time, just before the takeoff. So without any further ado, I think you know what time it is, and it's time to everybody, welcome back to the channel. We're going to kick off this show with LFGO. The market cap is at $6.10 million. We are up on a day 12.83% for the past 24 hours, and the price is at 0.006112. So let's take a closer look at the chart and see what is going on and find out where it's a good place to reaccumulate or to just enter if you are brand new to LFGO. Right guys, first let's zoom out the chart just a little bit more, and as we can see, we're not too far away from the last all-time highs, and as we can see guys, this will become the major resistance line which we must break. Once we do break this resistance level, then we should be continuing our way back to the last all-time highs. So for any of you guys who are new and sitting on the fence or whether you should jump into LFGO, well guys, take a look at this. We are only at 420% away from the last all-time highs. So for any of you guys who've been holding throughout this journey down here whilst we're going through that sideways action, guys, do not sell your positions. Perhaps take some profits so you can either recycle your profits whenever we dip or do whatever you want. But guys, remember, a quick disclaimer, none of this is financial advice. I'm just showing you exactly how I would trade this chart, and on top of that, please make sure you only trade with what you can afford to lose, because in the game of crypto, especially with moves, we could actually lose all of our money. So therefore you must do your own research. I have some tools for you within my top pinned comments. I have some tools that you can use within my top pinned comments where you could do some extensive research within each of the contracts within a Solana network, so you can decide whether you want to trade. With great risks, there are also great rewards. Just make sure you do your due diligence. Alright guys, now we've got that disclaimer out of the way. I reckon that LFGO, as soon as we do break and breach this resistance line, we should be on our way back to the last all-time highs. How high can we go? I reckon in this bull season, I would not be surprised if we do see LFGO reach more than $1 billion. We're currently at $6.12 million. So 10x away from here, the market cap will need to reach 61,100x at $612 million, and potentially 1000x at $6.1 billion. Not quite sure whether we will reach at $6.1 billion, but I certainly believe that we should be able to see at least just above $1 billion. So that means if you get in now, hold until then guys, you could be in it for the riches. So why don't we jump into the next meme, and why don't we take a look at Cheese Token, because currently we are up by not so much. We're up by 11.2%, so this DiCaprio Cheese Token meme is certainly still alive. The market cap is at $583,000. We are up on a day 11.2%, and the price is at 0.000583. So let's take a look at the charts. Alright guys, so what do we see? What we are witnessing basically is that longest sideways action. Now usually whenever we do see the longest sideways action like this, we tend to see a parabolic move to the upside, and what we have noticed in recent times, that the price for the DiCaprio token has steadily been rising. And on top of that guys, check this out. We are on the cusp of continuing our way to much more bigger prices, and right now what we are witnessing is is essentially a staircasing our way to the upside. So we're doing something like this, where we are going up, following down, going up, following down, quite literally staircasing our way, something similar to this. I would not be surprised if we do see a healthy price chart action and follow something like this. But guys, this is crypto at the end of the day. We could just explode our way out from here. That's why whilst we are down here, it is always worth accumulating, add a little more to your bags whenever we dip or go sideways, whatever you can afford to trade with, because potentially we could see a lovely run to the upside. Why don't we pull out the measuring tool, because from where we are right now to the last all-time highs, guys, we could be in for a treat, and you don't even have to add too much money to get into this action. That's 2,442% move to the upside. So if you put in as small as $100, you could turn your $100 into $2,442. If you put in $1,000, well guys, you get the gist. How high do we reckon we can go? Well, in this bull season, guys, I reckon that we should be able to expect at least 100x, maybe slightly below. We need to see more centralized exchanges coming in for the Cappuccino token to be added to their meme collection. If not, then yes guys, I reckon anywhere between just under 100x from here, that can still make it pretty decent though. So why don't we jump into the next meme, and that is gonna be MAD. So far guys, MAD's market cap is at $11.39 million. We are up on a day 10.77%, and the price, well guys, there's too many zeros, I can't be bothered. But anyway, let's take a look at the charts, because it looks like we have bounced away from here and we should be continuing away to the upside. Now this is a classical sideways action. It does look like we could be curving our way to the bottom, but since the last couple of days we've been moving to the upside, I'm not surprised guys if we just continue away from here and reach back up to the last all-time highs. How high can we go guys? Firstly, we're not too far away from the last all-time highs. Let's pull out the measuring tool. 255% left in order for us to reach to the last all-time highs. Potentially, guys, we could see a 100x for MAD. MAD certainly has a little bit better coverage across multiple exchanges than the Cappuccino token. So I reckon potentially we could see well over 100x. How much more higher? 100x? Well, guys, I reckon anywhere under 200x from here, then that should be the ceiling for MAD meme. So let's continue on. Let's go check out MANEKI. MANEKI's market cap is at $69 million. We are slightly up on the day at 7.22%, and the price is at 0.007822 cents. So let's take a look at the charts. Alright guys, so the chart's not looking too bad at all. We are still in profit with verified trades right over here. We look like we could be forming a rounding top. However guys, I would only consider adding a little bit more to my bag if we do see a little bit more continued move to the downside. Something like this, breaking this structure here, breaking this small support, and then we'll be continuing much more further to the downside, as we have just witnessed guys. Look at this. This daily candle has literally shrunk and turned into a doji candle, which means it's an indecision candle. Now, as long as we do see this candle turn to green and we do break it up at this level, then I reckon guys we will only be continuing away back up to this resistance line up here, and then once we do break this resistance line, then we should be continuing away to the upside. Now, what's my prediction for MANEKI? Well, change this chart into price versus the market cap, and the highs that we have seen was roughly around about $178 million. That's more than 1x away from here. I would not be surprised guys if we do see MANEKI reach up to at least 2, 3, maybe even $4 billion during their bull season. So that means 10x away from here, the market cap will need to reach at 697 million, and then 100x at $6.9 billion. You let me know in the comments guys whether you believe that MANEKI could in fact reach to that 6.9 billion, or do you reckon the max ceiling for MANEKI should be roughly around about between $1 to $3 billion. Next meme, and that is gonna be Mr. Andy Pandy. So I do apologize. That's Mr. Andy from the Matt Furious Boys Club. So let's take a look at what's going on with Andy. Alright guys, the market cap is at $7.9 million. We are up on a day 16.79% for the past 24 hours, looking very healthy, and the price is at 0.08 cents. Let's take a closer look at the charts and see what the chart is telling us. Alright guys, so if I do extend this larger, a long, narrow, rectangular box, it looks like we headed away back up into this most important level. We just need to breach this and go continue to the upside, and if we do, we should be targeting this next level of resistance, and once we do smash that, then we should be knocking on the door to the last all-time highs. Let's pull out the measuring tool, and we are approximately 631% left to the last all-time highs. We could in fact go even much more higher, because if you take a look at the circulating supply right down here guys, it's only at 97.5 million in circulation, which means it's quite similar to, because Success Kid is at 88 million in circulating supply, and I reckon and should go to a much more bigger prices guys. I would not be surprised to see 10x away from here at $79 million, 100x at 790 million, and then finally 1000x. I reckon 1000x from here guys is more than doable, and it should put the market cap price at $7.9 billion. Now let's quickly move on to the next meme, and that is going to be TCAT. TCAT's market cap is at $7.96 million. We are up on a day 13.75%, which means we are steadily rising, which is pretty good. Look at this guys, just like what I said in my yesterday's video, we are seeing and forming a rounding bottom from here, which means it's a bullish move for continuation to the upside. Now if we take a look at this whole entire move right here, I reckon guys that we should be able to reach back up to this level right up here in no time, which means we still got to claw another 117% move to the upside. So guys, you can quite easily turn your $100 into 117 and turn your $1,000 into $1,117. It's quite easy to trade guys. I reckon we can still go much more high from here, because TCAT is one of the biggest memes. I haven't done my research. It looks like TCAT could be the biggest meme of all Ton network when it comes down to their memes, and I reckon guys during the bull season I would not be surprised if we do see maybe 100, maybe even 1000x, maybe even higher. If we look at the chart structurally, it looks like we are extremely bullish and we should continue to much more bigger prices from here. I reckon guys 10x away from here, $79 million, 100x at 796 million, and then finally 1000x at 7.9. We might even see $10+ billion during the bull season. But you let me know in the comments guys, are you bullish on TCAT? And if you are, mention it in the comments. So let's move on to the next one, and that is going to be POPCAT. POPCAT's market cap is at $1.26 billion. We are at 1.57% for the day, and the price is at $1.29. See guys, memes can go up to whatever $1 per coin. The question is, out of all the memes which we mentioned in the past several weeks, which one do you reckon would first go to that $1 plus out of the list? Anyway guys, let's take a look at the chart. Okay, so it looks like we'll be slowly staircasing our way to the upside, which is pretty decent if you ask me. However, if you do see one major pullback, then we should be putting all the way back down to much more further lows like this. Wow. On a weekly chart, it doesn't look too bullish. It looks like we are more than likely to come back to retest down these levels. Now, if we do, this will be a perfect reaccumulation area right down here, because I reckon that this area here will be the most important retracements back into the zone. And then once we do, guys, come back down to anywhere in this level, then it could be a good area for a reaccumulation anywhere down here for continuation to the upside. How much more high do we reckon we can go? Well guys, because the market cap is so high already at $1.29 billion, maybe 10x away from here, that could be the ceiling for POPCAT, but you let me know in the comments. So why don't we continue on with a couple of more memes before we get the hell out of here? Should we go for Nero? Nah, not yet. Maybe we'll save that for another video. Why don't we go to find BIRDDOG? Here we are. Okay guys, BIRDDOG is at $3.17 million. We are down today at 0.29%, and the price is at 0.003179. So let's take a look at the chart and see what is going on and what's the crack with BIRDDOG. All right guys, as we can see that we have several positions within this project, and it looks like, yeah, we should be continuing away from up here. This looks pretty bullish. We could go sideways for a little bit more longer before we choose a direction. It looks like we've got a higher probability of going higher from here because the way the chart is looking. Look at this guys, this looks absolute peach of a chart. We should be exploding away from here and to reach the last all-time highs, and then once we do, we should be in a discovery phase. I reckon guys that if we take a look closely at the market cap, it's mega tiny. It's at $3.17 million. So I reckon 10x away from here, $31 million is more than doable. That's at least a 10x from here. 100x at $317 million from here, which means all you got to do is add here and literally forget about it. Wait until we reach to a crazy dizzying heights. Otherwise, if you're bold enough, wait until where the bull season truly kicks in. So that means potentially we could see a $3.17 billion. Guys, you let me know in the comments whether you reckon, as well as I reckon, that we are going to see over 1000x for BIRDDOG. So let's go look for one last meme of the video, and that's going to be our trusty Success Kid. And my, it looks like the market cap has dropped for sure. The market cap is at $1.95 million. The price is at 0.2199 cents, and we are down on a day of 4.42%. All right guys, the chart's not looking too bad if you ask me, because if you zoom out from a larger time frame, especially on this weekly chart, what we're noticing is we are slowly heading away down, but we're not really heading away down. This is just a longer extended sideways action, and I reckon in no time we should be pouncing away from here. That is for sure, unless if something does happen within the crypto space, then ultimately it will drag the rest of the market. However, we made this long move to the downside, and then we range here sideways. Guys, we're going to range here for a little while longer before ultimately we're going to pounce our way out from here. I reckon guys, for Success Kid, because of the circulating supply being roughly around about 88 million in circulation, we can quite easily see much more bigger prices, because even between now to the last all-time highs, bear in mind we are measuring from the top of the wick, that's an easy 1080% move to the upside. That's an easy 10x away from here. However guys, I would not put it past Success Kid during the bull season of us reaching to a much more bigger prices. How much more higher can we go? Well guys, because of the circulating supply being tremendously low for a meme, and Success Kid is in fact one of the most OG memes out there on the internet, that once the bull season really kicks in, I reckon guys we should be able to see, fingers crossed, on the most centralized exchanges soon. And if we do, we don't even need to see it on many exchanges, just one or two, then we should see that crazy bull run for sure. But anyway guys, I'm gonna leave it there. You let me know, out of all the memes mentioned in today's video, which one are you rooting for to see that 1000x gains? Are we going to see 1000x gains? And for my next video, or should I say video in the near future, I will do like a tier system of memes. So if you like the sound of that guys, you let me know in the comments and I'll make sure I'll do that. But in today's later video, we are going to do a Sui memes. So guys, you better get ready, because there are a few memes that I reckon coming out from Sui that should be able to skyrocket. Anyway guys, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you took any value and entertainment from this video, guys, do me a favor, give me a like, subscribe, hit the bell notifications, and I will see you all in the next one.